Hey everybody, welcome back. Markus Graves back again with another reaction to Naruto Shippuden. If you enjoy the upcoming video, please like, comment, share, subscribe if you're so inclined. Check out my channel for all my other content that I have on there. Head on over to my Patreon page. The link is down below in the pinned comment. Also down in the pinned comment is the link to my Discord. All types of good things happening over on those platforms, and with all that being said, let's get on into it.
一つ忠告しておくぜ。相手を見た目で甘く見るんじゃねえぞ。
はい。
カゴの中身が誰かも知らない。知る必要もない。
どうイタチ君、暁にはなれ。なんならパートナーを変えてもらうの。私とツーマンセルというのは。パートナーを変えるっていうのは俺も賛成だ。相性ってもんがある。
And then you get Deidara.
水の国の領地で風戸の忍びが発見されたらどうなるかは知ってる。あ、フォーメーション C を忘れてたぜ。もし俺が霧隠れに捕まったら、お前の手でさっさと殺してくれ。フォーメーション D の時はどうして？
特に希望はない。
お前、忍び込むってのはうまい方かな。
いや、
普通だ。
Oh, well, humble. The fourth, yeah. Mataras.
誰かに何か伝えたいことがあれば
俺の相棒はこいつだけだと思っていた。
敵にやられたというよりは味方にやられたというところだ。あの野郎がグズグズ。
Oh, like a videotape here. Yeah. Dodge.
どうするカクズ。相棒を失った者同士、イタチと組むか。こいつが俺をイラつかせなきゃと。
And then he gets Hidan. Then this must be the extended scene of what we've seen about this this little meeting before, at least a bit of it. So. Yes, when Itachi caught him in the genjutsu and he sees him shining in the light.
言っとくが、オイラは芸術の追求はやめねえからな。
好きにしろ。
そちらの坊やは岩隠れの爆破部隊。
おめえはあいつが逃げねえように空から見張ってろ。
Once again, even though I know some of this is filler, I'm wondering how the parts that are not are going to integrate into the main story. You guys have heard me say before that I miss these cats, so it's good to see the Akatsuki in action again.
なんだと？
あなたが殺した三代目風影よ。恨み節はそこまで。まだよ。これも一つの永遠の命。
Cats!
俺は三代目風影だぞ。
Did he not have full...
俺は
He didn't have full control. I was wondering because you either have to seal him, but I don't know, I highly doubt that they know any sealing techniques. So yeah, it's like he's, with his experiments, he didn't know, not that he didn't know, but he wasn't able to fully gain control over the reanimation.
殺人鬼が現れたので退治してほしいそう。その殺人鬼が不死身というわけか。
Hidan?
そこのあんた。
金目当てでもなければ恨みでもない。何か目的があってのことだろう。
他に感知タイプがいないから。
A 3-person.
どう？
江戸天聖ではないよ。
なんだお前ら。揃いの服着て楽団か？音楽ユニットか？いって。
Just do it again. Like, look, fuck it. I don't have time for this shit. I miss these guys. And I think I've said before in videos that Kakuzu and Hidan were my favorite pair. Oi.
じゃあ新居の布教はこれまで通りやらせてもらうぜ。
Do as you please.
芸術は爆発だ。
Sasuke is so done with him at this point. Already he's tired of him. Well, of course he was annoyed by him the first time they met, so.
あと奴らか。世界の救世主たる俺がな。戦いをやめた世界、俺は地獄を天国へと。
You know what? Now that I'm thinking of it, given what he just said, and maybe they'll tie it in this way, or at least in part. Everything that Madara is saying, you know, what his motivations are and what his purpose was in doing all this, which of course we've all discussed in, which of course we've discussed in the past videos, so I'm not going to get into that per se, but his motivations to end the fighting, both of them having the same goals, going about it a different way, he and Hashirama, you have two things happening, and they're kind of intersecting. You have Madara saying, well, the way that life has been under Hashirama, it's led to all this death. But then you have the infinite Tsukiyomi, which, well, there won't be any death, but there's not any life either. They are not living their lives. They're stuck in a genjutsu. And then you have the recounting of Itachi's story. What is life? What is the meaning of life? What is death? Itachi came to the conclusion that life must be protected, and sometimes death is needed in order to preserve and protect that life. And it's a cycle at the end of the day. Painful though it may be, those are the meaning of things.
これがお前の理想の世界か。
俺は忍びの長き戦いの歴史から救世主として争いを取り除いたのだ。
But you also end the living amongst the shinobi. I'm sorry, what?
黒絶、お前を作ったのは俺だ。
Right.
こも違う。俺の意志はかぐやだ。
The mother? Okay.
かぐや、何それ？
The Six Paths mother, yeah.
あたりのマダラの影が全て消えた。
つてかぐやはこの無限つくよみを人々にかけたが、このかぐやの兵として生産するために、かつての無限つくよみにかかった者どもの慣れの果ての姿、それが白絶だ。
陸道仙人が石碑にそう書き記した。書いてあった。
修正する時間は十分にあった。ここの持つチャクラを集め、膨大な量に高める術だ。 Kaguya.
Alright. Alright. Hey everybody, if you're enjoying the content, please consider heading on over to my Patreon page and becoming a patron. Not only will you be helping to support the channel, you'll also gain access to exclusive content and benefits such as early access to my videos, among many other things. So, if you're so inclined, head on over to my Patreon, the link is down below in the pinned comment, and become a patron. Alright, well, given what I just said about Itachi's philosophy and how that could tie into the main story and what's going on with Madara and his motivations, it's damn near close, but we'll see what Kaguya has to say in the coming episodes, but I don't know. Look, this is indicative, or another symptom, I should say, of the lack of focus I spoke about in this arc previously in a few videos ago or somewhere around there. If there's one through line between villains, when you switch between Obito and Madara, the main thing is the fact that Obito was basically, even though you find out that they were different, the motivation, the antagonistic through line, and therefore the development always remained the same, even though who was the main villain switched. Because Obito, yes, was the one that was bringing it forth, but he was the mouthpiece for the real Madara. He was still exercising his will, regardless. So even though you switched, the main antagonistic force and motivation does not. That being similar to pain. This being similar to pain of a misguided sense of doing right. Now, we'll see what Kaguya says. However, Black Zetsu said it just here is like, but the stone tablet was about peace. Like, oh my dear Madara, it was never about that. It was about, taking all of Kashaka. So it's like, okay, so it's like, it's the same thing we always do, Pinky. Try to take over the world. So now the motivation has switched. Even if it didn't. Now, once again, you have the superfluous element. What was the superfluous element before? The Sage of the Six Paths on the brink of death. Why is it superfluous? Because it only serves one function. Possibly. Which is to give Sasuke the Rinnegan. Or at least an eye of the Rinnegan. What about Naruto in the Senjutsu and the 10-tailed thing, this, that, and the other? That was going to happen anyway. Obito had taken some of the essence of the tailed beasts and was going to put them into Naruto anyway, which would have given him the Senjutsu, the robes, and the symbols and everything like that anyway. Giving no reason for the Sage of the Six Paths. It only functions to maybe give Sasuke the Rinnegan, hence it being superfluous. This is also superfluous. Not only is the story not in need of an antagonistic switch or a motivational switch, it provides no substance or basis or foundation as to why it's happening. The Black Zetsu, okay, now, correct me if I'm wrong. There may be an observance that I missed when it comes to the Black Zetsu. There may be a thing I missed when it comes to the Black Zetsu. Because when we first meet in the timeline, is the first time we meet, not in the show, but in the timeline of the series. The first time we see White Zetsu is when Madara takes Obito. So we know that White Zetsu was just there. You can infer maybe Madara created them. You can infer whatever from them. However, if I remember correctly, and once again, correct me if I'm wrong, or if there's a piece of dialogue or something that I missed, we see him make the Black Zetsu as an extension of his will. So therefore, you've provided no connective tissue as to how or why this thing that was created by Madara all of a sudden, nope, I was not created by you. I am actually the will of Kaguya. Okay. The only thing I could possibly see is, once again, the White Zetsu was formed in order to make the soldiers, blah, 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 blah. Madara was also hooked up to the tree, really, to help sustain his life and everything like that. If they are the soldiers, if that tree was part of the first infinite Tsukiyomi, blah, 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 somehow she wormed her way into him, and he created Black Zetsu, but really, underneath the surface, it was and or has Kaguya's will. That's the only way I can see it possibly being a thing. But once again, now you still have the potential issue of antagonistic switch and antagonistic motivation. This isn't a perfect analogy, but one thing I could liken it to is, okay, let's go back to the Pain arc. You have the battle of ideology between Naruto and Nagato. And you have this, you have not only the ideological war, you have the thematic through line that's going throughout this entire series of the sins of the past coming upon the new generation, and the new generation figuring out how to do things differently. You see that with Pain. You see that with the great ninja wars that happened before. You see that with Itachi. Everybody is going along with. You see that with Danzo. You see that with the third Hokage. You see that with the fourth Hokage. Everybody has made decisions in the past that has had repercussions here in the future, and then it falls to the younger generation, the up-and-coming shinobi who are going to take over to figure out, okay, not only how do we stop this now, but how do we do something different in the future to prevent something like this happening again? Is that going to prevent any other issues coming up? No, but this has been a cycle in the world. How do we break the cycle? And that was right there with Pain and Naruto. And now what if after the Shinra Tensei and everything that had happened there, they're going to, Naruto and Nagato are going to fight, and then they're about to go, and the scythe cuts through Pain, and it's Hidan. No, actually, what all this was about from the very get-go with the Akatsuki was to promote the will of Jashin, the way of Jashin. Is that a antagonistic motivation and antagonistic approach the story could take? Sure, if you develop it. But if you're developing and you're moving to, and the trajectory of the story is moving towards this, to then suddenly and veer into like, wait, no, it's all about world domination. Nope, it's all about the way of Jashin. All right, okay. The themes have been going this way, but sure, fine. All right, whatever. Once again, barring whatever is going to come eventually in the coming episodes with Kaguya, the very fact that it says, oh, I thought this was about peace. Once again, the ideological war. Two opposing sides having the same goal, but having different ways of going about it, and one very, very extremely, to then be like, nope, I just want to control everything. Okay, that's a motivation. It's different from the themes in the ideological warfare that you've been developing. So it's kind of narratus interruptus, it seems, once again, barring anything coming in regarding her motivation in the upcoming episodes, but all right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe if you're so inclined. Check out my channel for all my other content that I have on there. My short films, reactions, reviews, video essays, Graves plays, all that good stuff that's on there, and much, much more to come. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.